Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today in this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I made this beautiful circle dress with a halter neckline. So if you're interested in learning how to make this, please keep on watching and let's get started.
Two souls colliding, we shared the pieces of ourselves. It's perfect timing now, we fueled the flames.
So guys, these are the fabrics I'm going to be using to make this beautiful dress. For this African print here, this blue print fabric, I have 2 yards, but I will advise that you have about 3 yards of fabric to be on the safer side. Then I have this black scuba here. It stretches on one side. It's just a tiny piece that was left from a dress I made in one of my last tutorials. So these are the two pieces we are going to be using to make this dress, and of course you'll be needing a zipper. So guys, first thing you're going to go ahead and do is to arrange your fabric just like you see me doing like this. Just open it up and you're going to come to this pointed edge here, and from this point you're just going to go ahead and fold this fabric into 2 in a way that looks like a triangle, just like you see me doing in this video. Ensure that you arrange it very properly and make sure that there are no folds anywhere. As you see me doing like this, I'm just arranging everything straight with my hand. And then after doing that, the next thing you want to do is fold it up again a second time. It's still going to have the same shape, but just fold it up again a second time. And you will notice that I am not getting the second fold to the end of the fabric here. I'm leaving some space at this at the front. That space I'm leaving at the front is going to serve as our zipper allowance for the back. But this is actually a flared dress, so if you do not want a zipper allowance, you can just go all the way to the end of the fabric like I just showed just now. But I'm shifting it backwards again because I want a zipper allowance at the back. I want a zipper at the back of this dress. So as you can see, I'm done arranging everything in place, and I'm just going to quickly pin it down just so it doesn't move from where I want it to be. So guys, once you're through with that, from this point that is folded here, not from the zipper allowance, we are going to take a measurement. So you divide your shoulder measurement by 2. Mine divided by 2 is 7. Okay, so I'm just going to mark until I get the place where I get 7. So I decided to mark 7.5 instead of 7 here, and I'm just going to go ahead and mark a straight line across this point. So this is where I'm going to start all my measurement from. This is going to be 7 as our shoulder line, so go ahead and do the same thing. So from this shoulder line here, I'm going to come down to my bust point, which is 10 inches, and I'm going to make a mark here. And I'll just go ahead also to use my ruler to connect the mark across. So guys, once you're through with this, the next thing we want to do now is to try and get our armhole. And the armhole for this particular one is going to be quite different from your regular armhole measurement. So what I want to go ahead and do now is from this bust point, I'm going to go up by 2 inches. And I'm going to create a line across. So just go ahead and do the same thing as well. So once you have done this, we now have a line where our armhole is going to stop. So guys, coming back to this shoulder line here, I'm going to go in by how wide I want my neckline to be. You can see I placed my tape from the front and not from the zipper allowance. So I want my neckline to be 3 inches wide, but I'm going to be marking 2.5 inch here, because I'm working on my actual fabric. Okay, and then for the back neckline first, I want it to be 1.5 inch deep, but I came down by 1 inch because this is the actual fabric. I'm removing 1 inch from the actual measurement I want, so that 1/2 inch that is left on both sides will be used to stitch it down. So by the time we're done stitching this down, it comes out perfectly the measurements that I want. Okay, now for the front neckline, I've already drafted the back neckline. For the front neckline, I want it to be 3 inches wide, but I came down by 2.5 inches, and I'm just going to connect it again to meet the neck width. I don't know if you guys understand. So you see the front neckline and the back neckline are already drawn. So guys, the next thing I want to do is come down to the second line here, and I'm going to divide my bust measurement by 4. So I've made the point there, and the next thing I want to do is add an allowance to it for stitching. So I just added 1.5 inch to it for stitching allowance, and you can see I just slanted the line into the side because yeah, we do not need bust measurement and all of that for this because it's a free dress. Okay, so now I just placed my curved rule, as you can see, and from the top of the neckline down to this line that we got here where we marked our bust measurement, I just connected an armhole. So this basically just gives it that halter neckline effect, and that's all for that part, trust me. So the next thing I want to go ahead and do now is to determine how long this top is going to be, this dress actually. So from the top line, which is the first line, the shoulder line, I'm coming down by how long the first layer is going to be. So I want the first layer to be 30 inches long, and then the second layer is going to be about 6 inches, and that will complete the full length for this dress. So right now I'm marking 30 inches all the way around. As you can see, actually while I was cutting this, I actually forgot to add stitching allowance to it, so it ended up being a little bit short. Please add stitching allowance. Instead of 30, I would have actually marked this with 31 inches. I don't know if you guys understand. So guys, just a quick reminder, the full length I want my dress to be is 36 inches. So this first layer I decided to mark it 30 inches, and I'm going to add an extra 6 inches to the end to make it that 30 inches that I just told you guys. Please don't use my own measurements to make a dress for yourself. Make sure that you're using the length you want your own dress to be to actually cut out your own. So right now, as you can see, I'm just cutting out all the pieces around the white lines that I made, just like you see me doing like this, and cut the armhole area like this. Now at this neckline, you can cut the back neckline together, but once you're done cutting out the back neckline, you need to put up the front neckline and cut it alone. Did you see what I just did? So once you're done with this, you're basically done with the cutting of this dress. So guys, once you're done cutting out your dress, you will notice that some parts of it are not as long as the other parts. So let me just open this up to show you what I mean. This is very common with when you cut out your flare with this method. Okay, so this is the front piece. You notice that one end of the front piece is not as long as the other. You can see it down here. So I'm going to cut a tiny piece to cover this place up. This is even very nice. It's very small. Now for the back, you see the back piece actually have more space that is yet to be covered, which is all the space here. So I'm going to be using another piece of fabric to cover them up. So I have this piece left here. I'm going to use it to finish up this end here so that it's complete. So I'll first of all go ahead and cut away this border here. So now I'll head over to the sewing machine and stitch this piece to this end here. And for this other part here as well, I'll just cut off this border and also go ahead and stitch a tiny piece to this end. So guys, after stitching the piece to it, this is what it looks like. You can see where I joined it at the back here. You can see, right? So now I'm going to just go ahead and place the complete part of the back on it, right sides facing each other like this. Can you see? So I'll just pin it down and go ahead and just cut it out. So guys, once you're done cutting it out, you now have a full back piece. That's the two sides, and that's all for this back piece. So now for the front piece as well, the tiny part that was not complete earlier, I've gone ahead to stitch it up, and you can see it doesn't even look like I stitched it down here. So yeah, the next thing I want to go ahead and do now is actually to work on the back piece. So for the back piece, I'm going to just first of all pin it down, and I'm going to be leaving some space at the top area, from the top area, and from this point here, I'll go ahead and make a stitch to somewhere around here, leaving this other space here so that we'll be able to use it to join the ends later. So guys, I've made that stitch, and like I said, I left some space at the end. So guys, what I'm now going to do now is I'm going to fix a zipper to this opening that I have towards the top of the dress. So it's just very simple. Just go ahead and fix a zipper to the back. So I'm just going to go ahead now and do that. So I'll just fix a zipper to this opening here. So guys, this is what it looks like after I was done fixing the zipper. So now what I want to do is I'm going to pipe this armhole area with this my black piece that I have here. So I'm just going to cut it out by about 1 inch wide. It's just going to be cut out in the form of like a bias, just like the way your bias will look like. So this is what I had, right? I'm going to place this from the inside, from the wrong side like this, and I'm going to first of all make a stitch all the way around. Then after doing that, I will now flip it in twice like this and use it to just cover up the edges of all my pieces. So I'll do it for the front and the back armhole areas. So guys, after I was done piping the armhole area with the bias strip, this is what I have for both the front and the back pieces. So now the next thing I want to go ahead and do is to work on the neckline area. To do that, I'm going to be working with this fabric again. So I took the measurement around my neckline and it is 13 inches. So for this particular piece here, I'm going to be cutting it out with 14 inches. The extra 1 inch is going to be for my allowance to stitch it down. So I just marked 14 inches here. Now for how wide I want the collar to be, I'm going to mark 4 inches. Okay, can you see what I just did? So I'll just use my ruler to connect these both lines to give me a rectangle. So guys, once you've cut it out, it's going to look something like this. So you're just going to fold this piece into 2 equal halves like you see me doing like this, and then you go ahead and stitch down this area here and this other area as well. After I was done making that stitch, I've turned it over to the right side, and this is what it looks like. For the length of the collar, I just decided to cut away 1/4 of an inch away from it because I felt like it was a little bit too long. So now I'm folding this collar into 2 equal halves and I'm getting the middle. So I just made a notch on the middle of this collar. Now I'm going to bring the front neckline of my dress. So I'm going to fold it into 2 as well and notch the middle so that we'll go ahead and pin this collar to the neckline. So just like you see me doing like this, place your collar just the way I did. First of all, pin down the middle parts together just like I'm doing right now, and then continue to pin the collar around the other parts of the neckline until you get to the end of the front neckline, just like I'm doing like this. So I will do it all the way around this front neckline before we go ahead and join the back pieces to it as well. So now guys, I would advise you to pay serious attention to this part where we are going to be joining this band, this neckline collar as well to the back pieces. So we'll bring the back piece and we're going to be facing it to the front piece, right sides facing each other. So what you want to do is you're going to place the back neckline and the rest of the collar together just like you see me doing like this. So pin it from the end first, which is the zipper area. So I pinned it down here so you can see how it's looking. It looks very tricky, but just take your time with it and be very patient with it, please. So once you've pinned it down there, you just go ahead and pin the other sides just like you see me doing like this. Pin it down here and you see that the shoulder and shoulder is just going to meet perfectly here to finish up the ends of the collar for that side. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and pin it down here as well like this. Just pin it down. You can see I'm trying as much as possible to explain this to you. So once you've pinned this side down, you see how it looks now. I've zipped it up so you can see how it looks like on this side. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other side as well. So this side is sitting perfectly. So for this other side, what is left of the band, so I'm placing the shoulder and the shoulder together here. Just make sure they're very close to each other on this side while you pin it to the band. So I'll just go ahead and pin it down here and then continue to pin the other sides of the band to the neckline. Open up your zipper if you need to so that it will be easier for you to actually work on this. So I'm just going to pin this down here like this, just like you see me doing like this. And actually, if you're working on it perfectly, you notice that the band just stops where the zipper stops. So I fixed the band to the neckline with my pin and this is what it looks like. So just head over to the sewing machine now and just stitch down all these areas that I have pinned down, and I will be right back. So guys, after making that first stitch around, this is what it looks like. Can you see? So if you didn't understand what we're doing since, I hope that you actually understand now. So let me turn this over to the side that is more comfortable for me to work from. So now we're going to finish the collar, and as you can see, I'm just folding it in like this. Can you see what I'm doing? Just fold it in once like this to finish it up. So I'm just going to head over to the sewing machine and use my sewing machine to just stitch this all the way around, and I'll be right back. So guys, this is what it looked like after I was done stitching it down. Let me just remove the pin that I'm using to hold this neckline area. If you open the zipper, you can see how the back is looking neat as well. So this is all for this neckline basically. So if you zip it up here, I'm going to probably be putting a hook and eye at this neckline area here to make this place, to stop this place from actually opening up. So yeah, that's basically all for that top area really. So now the next thing I want to go ahead and do is to stitch down the sides. So to do this, you just go ahead, arrange your piece like this, turn it over to the wrong side and stitch down the side by about 1.5 inch, and then we'll work on the piece that is going to finish up the dress. So guys, this is what it looks like after I was done stitching it down. You can see that we're almost done with this dress. Now to get the parts that we're going to be adding to this dress to make it longer, I'm just going to share with you guys how I got this piece. I've already folded it down on one end. I've already done that here. So the length I have here is 5.5 inch. This was just all the materials I have left. I needed about 6 inches long, but I didn't have enough of that. And the length on this side for the ruffle, I'm just going to show you guys how to get it for yours. So now you're going to take a measurement around your dress, around the end of your dress. So when I took this measurement on my own dress, I had 1 yard and 40 inches. That's more than 2 yards actually. So that's what I'm measuring right now. So that was 1 yard, and then like I said, I had the second one was 40 inches. So it means that the ruffle you'll be needing to pleat around this circle here is going to be like twice of the measurements you had when you measured it round. Okay, so what I had here now, it means that I have to have about 4 yards for this ruffle piece on this longer part. So this shorter part here, I have 5.5 like I said before. Now for this longer part, I have 1. Let's measure it together. You need about two times of what you had. That's 2 yards. This is the 3rd yard, and then I have almost 4 yards, which is just perfect. Okay, this is perfect. This would be able to pleat all the way around your circle. So just go ahead and do the same thing. Whatever you get around your circle, make sure that your ruffle is twice of it. So now just pin the ruffle to my dress here, right? And then I'm going to just make pleats as I sew around the sewing machine. I'm not going to making gathers on this particular one. I'm just going to be pleating it, and I'm going to make sure that the pleats one is not bigger than the other. I'm just going to try as much as possible to just take the same amount of pleats, just fold it in a little bit, sew it down, and I'll go ahead and do this all the way around the circle. So guys, after I was through with that, this is what it looks like. This is the end result. You can see how it looks to finish up the dress. So this is the final look of my dress. Everything is all set, looking nice and clean. I can't wait to wear it. So for this back here, I told you guys I'm going to be putting a hook and eye so that it doesn't open when we put it on. That's the back neckline. So yeah, for the waist area, you guys saw in the picture that there was a small rope. So I just went ahead to fold in this tiny piece here, just a rope to just tie around the waist area when I put on this dress. So that's basically all for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be seeing you guys in my next one. Bye.